Sugar is the most abused drug in the world, and it's legal. It's everywhere. The average American consumes 22 teaspoons of sugar a day. Up to 40% of the U.S. healthcare expenditures are for diseases directly related to the overconsumption of sugar. Heart disease, diabetes, cancer, obesity, the things that follow those diseases literally become the backbone that supports America's disease care business. Science is clear, and it shows that sugar feeds cancer. You're doing things that are making you get sick, and sugar is a biggie. And so many of you, myself included, when you have some sugar, are just hooked, and you can't stop eating it. Now, some people come to the realization that they're eating too much, and then they have to get themselves off it. But a lot of people just live their lives. And when I say sugar, I'm not just talking about white table sugar. How about breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, pastas, soda? You put it in your coffee, you put it in your tea, you put it in your iced tea. It's everywhere. And sugar's a biggie because it stimulates a part of the brain called the nucleus accumbens. And when it stimulates the nucleus accumbens, you get high. And when you get high, you want more. And so sugar's a tricky thing because you don't realize it because it's there, and especially around holidays. I mean, think about a holiday. Every holiday that you've ever celebrated, whether it's 4th of July, Memorial Day, your birthday, Christmas, Halloween, what's it based around? Sugar. Everything is based around sugar. And I don't get it because that's so bad for you. And that's why so many people get sick when they go on vacation. They come home from vacation, they're sick. Why? Well, I celebrated. It was a treat. And you'll see it happen, especially Halloween rolls around. People will get sick the week after Halloween. Then they'll start to get a little better. And then Thanksgiving comes along. Then everybody gets sick again. Week after Thanksgiving. And then everybody has Christmas parties. So you're sick right before Christmas. Everybody's rotten on Christmas, has a miserable time. Then New Year's comes around, they get drunk. That's an alcohol. Alcohol's a sugar. And then finally somewhere around the late January, people start to almost reboot themselves. And here's the thing. If you gave up sugar, you, the collective you, the entire universe, we wouldn't have this healthcare crisis everybody's talking about. Because it's not that we have a lack of doctors. It's not that your insurance rates are too high. You're doing things that are making you get sick, and sugar is a biggie. And it's the driving force behind this healthcare industry. So there's really no benefit to, like, let's say an insurance company gets you to quit sugar. Because they say, oh, we want to do health programs, we want to do wellness programs. But in reality, you got to be sick or else the insurance companies go out of business. Major problem with processed food is when you look at the label, it's confusing. Even foods that are typically healthy can contain shocking amounts of added sugar or fructose in the form of high fructose corn syrup. Where do you find high fructose corn syrup? And the answer unanimously is everywhere. It's in so many different foods right now because it's cheaper than regular sugar and it's sweeter than regular sugar. So if I'm a manufacturer, I have something that I can add to my product that's going to be more addicting and cheaper for me to put in there. What am I going to put in there? Absolutely, high fructose corn syrup. It's banned in a lot of countries. So if you go to other countries, you're not going to find the foods you see in the United States up there because of the chemicals that we're adding to our foods. Some studies show that sugar is about 8 times more addictive than cocaine because it travels along the same pleasure pathway. Once those pleasure centers are kicked in, you have a real tough time not wanting more pleasure, and that's why it's so hard to give up the sugar. So the main problem with sugar, particularly processed fructose as we talked about, is the fact we have very limited capacity to metabolize it. And we have to convert the fructose into glucose. So all that excess sugar is metabolized into body fat, and it can lead to things like type 2 diabetes, which is insulin resistance, too much sugar, cardiovascular disease linked to too much sugar, hypertension, high blood pressure, dementia, cancer. You gotta cut out the sugar because the sugar just blows out the immune system. And Americans get on average 350 calories a day from added sugar. And that's about 25% of the average American's daily caloric intake. 25% of the calories you're taking in is coming from not regular sugar found in fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, but in added sugar. Get people off the sugar. Guess what? We just totally removed this whole healthcare crisis that we're going through. It's done because A, people aren't going to get as sick as they are now, and B, we have inexpensive treatments to get them well. Why wouldn't you do this?